Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and today we're in for another episode of Rolling Reactions. Today's episode features a skater that admittedly I haven't watched a lot of recent profiles from, even though they exist. His name is Dominik Wagner, and from what I recall, his trick selection and vocabulary, extensive. His style, incredible. And in my personal opinion, his early stuff reminded me a lot of a young Chris Haffey. And I mean that with the sincerest of compliments to you, Dominik. Anyway, I'm looking forward to taking a look at some sections that I haven't seen before, starting with his profile in Traitement, which came out a few years ago. From there, we're going to take a look at his profile in Plastic Pushers Volume 2. And I actually have seen pieces of that video, but not this particular section or every section from the video. It's an amazing video, though. Lastly, we're going to wrap it up with a part that he filmed for Ignition, and I believe that one's pretty old, so kind of giving us that bookend mark of what he looks like now versus what he looked like back in the day and how his skating has evolved over that time period. Anyway, guys, I invite you to join me as we take a look at some profiles from Dominik Wagner. This is going to be good today. Let's check it out. All right, as I mentioned, this first profile is his section in Traitement. And I haven't seen this entire video, but I absolutely love the filming and the cinematography work of parts that I have seen. And he's really getting rocked on this ledge, but look at this thing. This is made out of brick, so definitely not the smoothest surface to be doing a 360 over, and hardly any room to land. So the fact that he's able to 360 that roll away is really a testament to the technical ability. Maybe not like the biggest stunt trick, but still a very, very technically difficult trick to perform. Anyway, we've got some cool landscape scene setting shots, and I've mentioned this in video reactions before, but I think this is such a crucial element to making a skate video, is it has to have a sense of story. And a skate video is essentially a story. You've got a protagonist, that's your character, your skater that's being filmed in the profile. You've got the setting, and often the setting is the vehicle with which conflict is introduced in the video. Like we're already seeing this 360 into this big down ledge slant thing, this bank, and that's kind of a conflict. It's an internal conflict. Every trick is an internal and external struggle, and so if you can get that feeling in the edit, that's ultimately going to make it feel more satisfying to the viewer rather than just landing every trick. So for those of you that are making skate edits, that's something I challenge you to do, is see if you can get some B-roll shots for your skater. Oh man, I love that switch up. 270 into the top sole. Really weird spot for that too. That rail's all bent up. But try to get some character shots of your skater. Try to get some scene setting shots. Try to get some shots showing the falls or the hardships that are involved. And again, that's going to allow you to build that rising action and have the climax in the video and really feel satisfied with the resolution. Nice stylish 180 there. This one looks like it's going to be a line going towards the ledge. Really clean zero topsole. That's a trick that I've never felt very confident on personally, but I love seeing zero topsoles. Got a true spin sole, another line here. Ooh, fishy over to the ledge. Backslide, I like that. That was a cool combo. What is this, a swimming pool? That looks pretty terrifying right there. Big drop down in. I would be worried about not being certain how well that's going to slide, especially since it's the tiles and there's the little breaks in between each one. Really cool trick though. Made that look a lot easier than it probably was. This would be more my speed, bank to ledge. What a perfect spot. Showcasing some different action sports here. I think I saw a BMX bike. I saw some skateboards. Oh, the wall stall. If I remember right, that was one of the tricks that got a lot of attention at one of the winter clashes. He did a really big wall stall like that. Like a big vertical vert wall. Going off the tree. The Lorax would be proud. That was really stylish. That might be my favorite trick in this video so far. Holding the long alley-oop sole. True spin Machio. Strange underbar trick. This one's evolving into a line as well. Even in this video, though, I'm still getting that taste of Chris Haffey, and maybe it's the REM skates that are you know, pushing that further, but he definitely has like that really controlled, really fast skate at it type of style. That's reminiscent to me of Chris Haffey. I can't be the only one, right? That was a really cool shot right there. Another big 180. See, the slow-mo shot is maybe not doing that justice, but I'm sure he's coming in with quite a bit of speed for this one. And some of these architectural spots, just really interesting skate spots. You know, I think a lot of times we get used to skating the same types of spots or seeing the same classic spots reused in edits. Down rails, regular ledges, kink rails, etc. So I think it's really a refreshing difference when every once in a while some of these different types of obstacles that haven't been skated before make their way into the edit. Having said that, I'm definitely more of a traditionalist myself. I love doing rails. I like the typical standard down rail from the late 90s, early 2000s. That's kind of my style, but having some different spots and unique trick selection definitely makes things more interesting to watch. At least they do for me. I feel like we've emerged into the Blair Witch Project now. This is a really creepy looking scene setting shot. I'm noticing that Dominik Wagner has a thing for vert walls. Like, I don't want to typecast him in any way, but I'm seeing a lot of vert walls out of him, even in the streets. That's not a bad thing. You guys know I love transitions. Nice 540 there. Using the sidewalk. That's what it's put there for. These types of rails really scare me. It's like a kink rail, but you know, they've got the little breaks in between each one. I've skated something like that in the past before, and it's deceptively simple. Like, you skate it normally, but you do have to be really cognizant of where those breaks in the rail are. Otherwise, they will get you. And this was an amazing fish brain. You guys know I love a good fish brain, and that type of ledge, pretty scary ledge. It's a tall one. It's a really steep. That's the kind of thing where you don't lock in and you're going to have a bad time. All right, our next section is in plastic pushers, and I don't know what happened right here. If he ran over the bird, there's feathers scattered on the ground here and there, and I don't know. Maybe it's some foreshadowing that the bird flew away. Dominik Wagner's probably going to do some flying of his own. We even saw that in the last profile when he was doing some vert walls and some big gaps. Hopefully we get to see more of that because I'm a big fan. This is another one of those sections that I haven't seen before. I'm already noticing, though, that his style seems a little bit more mature and sophisticated in this video. A couple of years maybe have done that, maybe a different type of skating. That I really like, though. Is that an in-spin wall ride going over the stairs? Wall rides, that's something that never goes out of style. Ooh. Getting technical on the ledges here. This thing just looks fun. Carrying a lot of speed through that. Front side. Front sides are making a comeback. I've seen a lot of really long front sides being held by skaters. Fakie 5, you guys know I love a good fakie 5, so we'll take that all day. And the style that he did with that the rollout was perfect. Some back fast slide action. That's a trick that I've never fully understood. Definitely not good at those. This spot looks pretty amazing. A little stair bash on the landing. That seemed to be something that's trending a lot right now too, are like spins into stairs and stair bashing the way through. I remember seeing some of that at Windy City Riot. It looked really cool. It's just something I've never really considered doing personally when street skating. Speaking of which, stair bash. Okay, this is a lot of speed. I hope you have a spotter in the street. Okay, he does. If you guys are going to do anything where you're taking a landing into the road, or you're taking a lot of speed into the street, or even a parking lot, make sure you have a spotter. By the way, there's another stair bash. Stair bash is trending. Another place where a spotter would be good to have. Cool angle, though, with the fisheye there. Another really cool angle. I'm really digging the cinematography work on this. I believe that was a switch alley-oop sole for him, at least based on his earlier video. Gapping over the rail. Those can be dangerous. You got to make sure you make it over, otherwise you're going to have a really bad time. Another one of those non-traditional spots where you look at it and it's not a waxed up ledge and most people would just move on from there. But every once in a while you can find something that's unexpected. That was also unexpected. A little bank to ledge situation there. Or was there a rail up there, like a train track? I'd have to watch that again. Definitely seemed like an interesting spot choice, though. Same with this one. Definitely got to credit Dominik in this video. He's definitely getting some interesting spot choices. Speaking of which, that thing reminds me of the wall ride that Brian Shima did. This was really cool. This spot is amazing. Good spot choice, sir. Gonna get a spin or a rail trick? Kind of both. Gap over the rail into the bank. All right, for our last video, we're gonna rewind the clock. This one's going back a ways, but this was a video for Ignition Skate Shop, I believe. Don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what this one was from. And you can definitely tell it's a younger Dominik, and this is where I really felt that his style was similar to a young Chris Haffey. You guys can let me know if I'm alone on that sentiment, but I do remember watching some videos of Dominik years ago. I haven't seen much of his recent stuff until today, and I gotta say, I really like it. But his earlier stuff, I just remember seeing him out there killing it, and I was like, who is this guy? And why isn't he getting more attention and respect? Because some of these tricks that he does in these videos are very impressive. Very stylish, too. Very fluid might be another word that I'd use to describe it. Just getting every spin in this line. Got a 360, a 540. Got a Savannah. Still carrying tons of speed. And again, that's one of the similarities I see with Chris Haffey. Is Chris Haffey is known for just cruising into everything. That was a really nice 3 Mizu. Going up, over. Alley-oop topsail on the transfer. That was so good. That's a trick that I think always looks good too, is an alley-oop topsail. Not a trick that I'm particularly talented at, skilled at, or consistent with, but I'll take a good alley-oop topsail any day of the week. There he is, stalling on vertical stuff again. Ever since he was young, I mean, like I said, I don't want to typecast him, but if you're good at it, do what you're good at, right? Little backslide there to finish out that line. Fish brain on a wooden rail. I'd be a little bit concerned about how well that would slide. There was a wood rail that used to be just the next town over for me. I would occasionally go skate that, and you had to be really careful not to get splinters because you touch that hand down, and then you needed tweezers and some disinfectant, and you'd spend the night pulling out little slivers of wood. Again, just cruising on this. Got 360 going to topsail. He's not done yet because we're also going to do a 540, and he gapped the stairs, plus an extra 20 feet probably on that one. Really solid front torque. That was cool. Does that slide down? Was not expecting that. Another vertical wall ride. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a fan. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is I like the park-style tricks that he's able to incorporate in the streets. I think he's got a great balance of gaps versus ledge tricks and rail tricks. Also surprising with some of the, like, new age tech style skating. Just a really well-rounded skater. I don't know if I can say enough positive compliments about Dominik Wagner, but I'm really glad I took a look at some of these sections, and even these old ones like are fun to return to. That looks like a weird spot. Was that 270 back? Yeah, it was back torque. Not an easy trick. Whenever I see that trick, I usually think of Jeff Stockwell. I don't know why. I think he had some in his Killer Boots section that were just really, really impressive to me and ingrained in my memory. big 180 grass gap there. Skating off the roof. That's my kind of spot there. Man, that looked dangerous. Had the rail that you had to gap over, and be really careful not to hit it. Long hold. You're thinking a wall ride here? Yes, sir. Flawless. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Rolling Reactions featuring Dominik Wagner. It was really amazing to see some of his newer sections and come back to a skater that hasn't really been fully on my radar despite being every bit deserving to be. Dominik Wagner has a great sense of style, a great trick vocabulary, and I absolutely love how he mixes it up with some of these like park-style tricks on street-style spots. So nothing but best wishes and wishes of success to you, Dominik. It's really cool seeing your parts, and I look forward to seeing what you produce for us in the future. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, reminding you to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. Till next time, we'll see ya. Peace, everybody.